Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Good morning on this Tuesday morning, where our Miami Dolphins currently sit number one, not just in the AFC East, but in the whole AFC. A lot of football left to be played, but not bad for a December 5th to be the number one seed in the AFC. I think we will all take that if we were told that at the beginning of the season. It gets tougher as we roll on. Things are going to get shaken up probably a couple times, but let's just keep winning. For right now, we're in control of our own destiny. So that is beautiful. Let's keep it like that. And that's what we need. Let's see, we got some comments. Let me get back in here. Good morning, Back It Up, Ben's podcast, Aqua Vision, Hooked It Up, Joe, and Dolph and Dawn. A lot of times I don't roll on a Tuesday morning because I do a show on Tuesday evenings on the Fins Talk Sports Network. But with our team being in the one seed in the AFC, I just said it's too beautiful a thing to pass up on. Had to come talk about that. Just enjoying this ride. And I can't say anymore how much fun and how long it's been since we've been in this position. And for you keeping track in the AFC East title, the magic number is down to 3. As you can see, the little magic dolphin there wearing the number 3 jersey, just to make sure you hit that memory in there. We are down to 3. And you guys know what the magic number means. It basically means that any combination of Dolphins wins and Buffalo losses that equal 3, boom, we are the AFC East champions. So if Buffalo loses, that's 1 right there, and the number goes down to 2. We win on Monday night, and the magic number goes down to 1, meaning if we beat the Jets the following week after Tennessee and all, but that's a lot of ifs. You got to go each by week, but that number is getting close. The Dolphins could clinch the AFC East title as early as the Jets game if all goes well. I have a feeling, though, that the Bills are going to come all out to beat Kansas City. So who knows? This is, like I said, that's way too many ifs. But that's just an example of how soon, if everything goes right, that the Dolphins could win the AFC East. Or you could root for Buffalo because you want Kansas City to take another knock. But the Packers helped us out on that front the other day. So things are looking good in Dolphin land. A lot of fun. And it's just been a joy so far this season to watch this team. Yep, Santa's elves already have the instructions on the table for our AFC. Yes, that's how close we are. Getting so close. You can smell it. That's always the goal of every team coming into a season in their divisions, because they know that's the easiest way to get to the playoffs, win your division. Then the next goal, of course, is to win in the playoffs. Right now, our goal is to win that division, and it's looking good on that front. It would have to go horribly wrong not to clinch at this point. We're doing what we're supposed to do. We should have it wrapped up sooner than later, hopefully. Yep, the Ravens game is stacking up to be very big. I know they also have to play the Jaguars, who lost last night, so the Cincinnati Bengals help us out. And fortunately, it doesn't look like Trevor Lawrence injury is going to be as bad as it looked when you first saw it. You were like, oh my, but it seems to be they escaped major injury scare last night on that front, so that's good. But the Jaguars, they got a tough Browns team they have to face. The Ravens and the Jaguars play. We play. So it's going to be all mixed up. Teams are facing each other. We're going to see how it all shapes up. All we know, we got to beat the Titans this week. And you got to beat the Jets. Those are the 2 that you should have in the bag if the Dolphins have done what they've done so far this year, winning the games that they're supposed to win. So that would be nice if they keep up that. But like I said, if you would have told me we were just three, the magic number of three at the beginning of the season, that you were the number one seed as of December 5th, you'd be the number one seed, and your magic number would be down to three for taking the AFC East title. I think we would have all taken that and ran to the bank with it and not even looked behind the other curtain if it was a prize. We would have just taken that prize right there because that's a beautiful thing to take. And I'm loving it. Hey, Card Fins, big welcome. Good to see you back in here. Guys, make sure you nail those buttons for me. You know what to do. And it's free and it helps me. So thank you. Yeah, I know. I hope the 49ers stomp them like they stomped the Eagles, actually help us out in the conference. And we will see. That will be a beautiful thing. We, of course, the next 2 weeks, if Miami has gone according to plan, like they've gone so far, and it goes according to plan, they should win these two games. And if it goes according to plan, the next 3 weeks could get ugly because we have not stepped up against the teams that we need to step up against. They've gone. I think that narrative is different because it's really we were not the team that we are now back then. That's opposite of so many other Dolphins years where we're not as good now as we were back then. This team is actually improving, is trending in the right direction. The defense that faced the Buffalo Bills up in Orchard Park earlier this season is not the same defense that we're watching now. So I am really looking forward to that rematch. Cowboys are no joke. They're going to come in here. They're going to need because they're in a dogfight in their division. If they beat the Eagles this week, they're going to be fighting for their division lives and home field out there in the NFC. So that's not going to be any give me before that ends our 3-game homestand before we travel up to the Ravens. Then we get the Bills. Bills may be out of the picture altogether by the time they play, but they would still love to beat the Dolphins if it comes down to them knowing that they could knock us off in the number 1 seed or knock us down to the number 4 seed or something to make our lives miserable. They would nothing love more than that. So that's not going to be a give me. Only way it's a give me is if the Dolphins have everything locked up by then. I don't see that happening. That would be the ideal situation. Hey, Timothy and Anthony from Facebook. Big fins up to you, man. Big fins up to you. Love seeing the Facebook crowd start to grow over there. Back it up, Fins podcast. Let's see. Yep, 4 of the last 5 games at home. Get that home field through all the playoffs. We would never travel for a small puddle jump. Yes. And then hopefully, if all goes right, to Las Vegas, baby. And that's it. That would be the greatest thing we can have. But I'm not counting those chickens yet because I've been burned too many times. But I am enjoying the ride. I'm not going to be one of those naysayers, Debbie Downers, negative Neds to make sure I don't just pick on the ladies. Negative Neds. I'm enjoying this ride. And do I know if it's going to go perfectly? No, but let's enjoy it, man. It's having fun, man. It's out there. Our team is entertaining us at a high level. I'm going to show some numbers later. Yeah. Yep. No, that's beautiful point too. All that nice and grass and the time zone. To me, it's shaping up beautifully. It's shaping up beautifully for the Miami Dolphins this year. We can take advantage of the Bills having an off year. We can take advantage of, unfortunately for the Jets, Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Got to take advantage of when he's out for the whole year. We've been doing that. And it's that, I mean, and the Patriots are, well, they're battling for the number 1 draft pick at this point. So you got to take advantage when all the teams are a little bit off in your division. That's what New England did for years when all of us, when the Jets and the Dolphins and the Bills all just couldn't get out of their own way, except minus 1 game when the Dolphins would beat New England at home when we would beat them here in Miami. But other than that, they just cruise. They almost knew they were the AFC East champs from day 1 of the division. That's what we got to do this year. Just cruise that AFC East and just have to concentrate on the playoffs instead of being in the hunt. That's a big difference, man. Because all that energy, if you play playoff football every single week on the last few weeks of the season, they're eventually going to get burned out. We just keep on keeping it, beating the teams we're supposed to beat Get some against the tougher teams. If it has to be against Dallas or the Ravens, obviously you want it to be against the Ravens. If you can only pick one of those to win, but I want to see us start beating those teams too. Don't get me wrong. If you continue win at home, we only have one more road game up. Yep, that is it. That's all we need to do, Scotty. Well said. That's what we're hammering home is take care of business here. To me, the toughest one at home remaining will be the Dallas Cowboys coming in on Christmas Eve. That's going to be a tough one. They're playing well right now. They got kind of the same knock. Oh, they haven't really beat anyone. They finally got off the snide a little bit by beating Seattle, but Seattle was only one game over 500, and that was a life to life game for them to win. They got the Eagles on the docket this week, but they're going to be, and they got the Bills on the. We want them, of course, beat Buffalo. Anytime someone can help us, and oh, sorry, Michael K happened to go right when I was talking about them losing. I'm hope that the Cowboys win. We need to we need to close the season with momentum. I think let's not limp. Oh no, you definitely got to go in winning for sure. Because last year we basically backed into the playoffs, needing that last week victory over the Jets. Dillman scored a touchdown win on Jason Sanders field goals back into the playoffs. Yes, you don't want that. You just at least want to be full throttle ahead, but knowing that you're the AFC East champs, not battling like on the spot, dying for that finals playoff spot. So that's what I want. And right now it's shaping up to be like that. This is far from true, Michael K. You know that. Far from true. If Tyreek only cared about himself, he would have made sure he went out there and played in the second half and did all kinds of stuff to get add to his stats. But he knows he needs to stay healthy for this playoff run. He didn't go. They could have easily probably got him another 50 yards, 100 yards in the second half against that secondary if that's all they were concerned with. Cards, Fins, we need to close this. Oh, yeah. Okay. I already read that one. But no, to me, Tyreek Hill is playing at an MVP level. Do they normally give it to outside of quarterbacks? No. I think the last one that got it was like a running back, Peterson, back in the day, something like that off the top of my head. But it normally goes to the quarterback, and it's probably going to be off that way. He picked them. Yes, he did pick up the photographer's salary this year. Okay, I caught up on all your guys. But anyway, speaking of Tyreek Hill, sorry, there. Let's see. Sorry, Michael K, but I am going to talk about Michael K. I mean, about Michael K, about Tyreek Hill. I want to see somehow I can't get Scotty. I can't get. There you go. I got Scotty's message off now. It was such a good message, Scotty. I couldn't find a way to get it off. But anyway, Mark Clayton. Today's like Trivia Tuesday, and one of my always go-to trivias: who holds the Dolphins receiving touchdown record? And that answer is Mark Clayton. But Tyreek Hill could actually get to that. I thought that might be an unbreakable record. I mean, man, my man Mark Clayton, one of my favorite Dolphin players of all time, played his ball at Louisville, came to the Miami Dolphins, wore 83 for our beloved Miami Dolphins, and it is I don't know. Some of his numbers will fall, but it's okay because that means our Dolphins are kicking butt out there. He may lose the overall touchdown record to two people this time. Who knows? Mosert's on the cusp of getting over 18 touchdowns. Hill's right on the cusp of getting there. Hill has right now, he has 12 touchdowns. So to get to 18 will be kind of tough. He has 12 touchdown receptions. We will see on that front. The records for the Miami Dolphins touchdown. I'm looking at football reference, but no reason. The numbers always come out looking small on that chart. Mark Clayton has 18 and 84. He had another 14 touchdown season in 88. Those are the two top records for reception. but now Tyreek Hill is in there with 12. So he's right there on the cusp. Mark Clayton had another year of 12. He had a year of 12 touchdowns as well. When you go to the yards, Tyreek's season this year is already where we are at right now, and he's already number 2 yards in a Dolphin season, only behind his 1,710 yards last year. He already has 1,481 yards this season, and that's crazy at this point in the season. That's where his numbers are. Let's see. Let's see whatever. Hey, Master Sergeant and Pam popping into the room. Big fins up to you guys as always. Love to have you guys here. Yes. Oh, they that was going all over Twitter last night. It's been way too long for the Dolphins to have been up there. Couldn't believe, but hey, I take it, man. I will take it. Guys, if you remember the exact, I forget. Yeah, I think it was something like that. And it's been way too long. Yeah, 2001. But the last time the Dolphins were number one in the AFC seed, it was up there today, going around Twitter. But my old memory faded out. I just saw it a minute. I'm gonna go try to see if I can find it. Maybe it was Big E. I don't know who posted it out. I don't know. But anyway, it's been way too long. Way too long since we've had it. Scotty might know. We see. Hey, RL, big fins up to you. Yeah, way too long since we've been there. That is basically the only correct answer. Way too long since we've been this far. Let's see. Last time. In December. I'm trying to find it. Can't find it anywhere, but it was just there, man. Today on Twitter, you guys can go find it. So I can't find the answer right now. Way too long. But anyway, guys, I'm enjoying the ride. Everyone in this room, other than Michael K, is enjoying this ride that the Dolphins are giving us. That's the reason I decided to roll on a Tuesday morning, and the one morning I normally take off from here since I have a show on Tuesday night on the Fins Talk Sports Network. But I came here. I can't just begin to say how excited I am for our Dolphins as we sit here on December 5th, knowing that our magic number to win the division is down to 3 games. To know that right now we sit, there's a lot of football to be played, and if I was Mike McDaniel and he was asked this, I would bet he would say something to the guards like, "Oh, it shows the hard work we've done, but the last from I don't from what I know, the last the NFL doesn't give out number one seeds on December 5th. He would say something like that. I'm pretty sure the NFL doesn't lock up number one seeds on. That's what he would say if some reporter asked him today, how's it feel to be the number one seed in the AFC? He would kind of say, well, it's good, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't guarantee us that number one spot come playoff time. So that's what he would say. Me, I'm saying, let's go. This is fun. I'm enjoying every damn minute, and we're gonna hold on to that number one spot and just kick butt away. Let's see. I'm enjoying the ride, but not as much as 23. It's unfunny, but not bad being an NFL kid. Yeah, he would end up being back. That kid would be back, and he got more publicity for this. He's known he would go. People saw what happened. He'd be okay, and he probably wouldn't have been there if it wasn't to buy Tyreek Hill in the first place. But yes, it's an unfortunate incident, and at least Tyreek is doing the best he can to render that problem, obsolete this year. So the man's young. He will quite easily overcome this obstacle. Let's see what the. Yep, there you go. So Anyway, I was trying to look real quick. I should have found that number before hitting that go live button. But it's been way too long. But you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter if you're the number one seed right now. We just got to be at the number when the last whistle of the season blows. That's when you want to be the number one seed. Looking like we will be, at least when the final whistle blows, that we should, at the very, very least, be the AFC East winners. That guarantees at least one home playoff game. A lot of football left to be played. Titans are going to come in. It's Monday Night Football. They're not going to want to look like a bad team on Monday Night Football. Then we get the division rival Jets. Then we got the Cowboys on Christmas Eve. Then it's up to the Ravens. And then home against Michael K's favorite team down on the last game of the season. So this is all within our grasp, guys. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I love how this team interacts with each other. We will see how they talk tonight on the about the Hard Knocks episode that airs tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you HBO people, or you can stream it via their streaming program, Max, or whatever they call it these days. So I'm looking forward to that. I happen to have HBO because it's part of the HOA, yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to watch it. I've watched the other episodes the first minute they aired because I didn't want any spoilers from all my blabbermouth fellow Dolphins. So I figure I'll be the blabbermouth Dolphin talking about them the next day. It's good stuff. I like it. Never followed Hard Knocks in my whole life until now. Not even the last time when Joe Philbin was the Miami Dolphins coach and they had it. And where Vontae Davis said, I got to call my grandmother. I never even watched that. I've seen the clip 1,000 times and heard the clip 1,000 times when he got traded. But other than that, I've never really watched Hard Knocks. Watching it this year, fun to see the Dolphins interact. Yes, I know they act different on camera than when the cameras go off. We all realize that. But it's just still, I mean, when the cameras are rolling live during the game days, you see like Waddle going over and teasing McDaniel. You see McDaniel teasing Tua. This team, they're working together. They got one common goal, and that's to play winning football, get to the playoffs, and win in the playoffs. And I'm loving every minute of the ride. No one will bring me down on that. The frog noise is from the frauds of meteor frauds and how yes. And I love it on the all it takes because the reason people never change and the main reason I don't think some of our guys would ever get MVP is because they've already knocked them and they have too much pride to admit they were wrong and give them a vote for being like the best player or whatever. That's just human nature. People don't want to admit they were wrong and they will stick with the narrative till the very end because of that. It's funny. Let's see. And the Dolphins had some fun teams over the years, that's for sure. But it's been way too long because one date I don't have to look up December 30th, 2000. That's the last time the Miami Dolphins won a playoff game. So that's the first goal you got to get out of the way. Because once you get that, maybe you get on a roll and you get going with the flow, and we will be keep on going in the playoffs. Hey, like all you, of course, higher seed the better. But let's win that AFC East. It's been way too long. Do you guys know? I had it on my Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Who was a quarterback of the Miami Dolphins the last time they won the AFC East? If you guys saw me over there on X, formerly known as Twitter, Elon Musk's site, whatever you want to call it, I had my answer over there. But who was the quarterback the last time? A little bit of Trivia Tuesday for you guys. Yep, there you go. Chad P. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You got it. Bing, 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 bing. Let's see if I got my crowd noise things to going here for a little. Since you got that answer right. Let's see. Well, let's see, I got a correct answer one. There you go. Correct answer. And I do got the cheering crowd. So thank you. And here's a little dolphin for you. So yes, you guys are all in there. Did I? Did you guys watch Tua? Yes, I watched it. It was cool. I never watched the Manning cast, but my son told me, "Hey, Dad, Tua's going to be on it tonight." So I watched the Manning cast last night. Saw Tua play the guitar. He made his prediction as the plays going on. Like, oh, I think it's going to be a rushing touchdown. So it was funny. You guys should check it out if you get to see it. And I enjoyed it as well, Scotty. So thanks for that reminder. Really cool stuff. Hey, Outback, or oh man, Outback. I believe you're at least, unless you've had another name in here. That's the first time I've seen you in here. Big fins up to you. If you're new to here, if we earn it by the end, give us some thumbs up. And if we really earn it, and I say we because sometimes I have a co-host, but me, if I really earn it, tackle that boom, that subscribe button. I just got over 500. I'm not bragging about 500 yet because it's been great. It's team members, not subscribers here. So that's how I look at you, as team members, because I'm just here to talk Miami Dolphins football, what I love to do. So I just hit the 500 team member mark. Not counting it yet because for some reason, sometimes, people get tired of my ugly mug or whatever. I don't know. They drop out. So I want that buffer before I really announce, hey, I've got to 500 team members. But we're right there. I love it. So big kudos to you. I will be giving a little giveaway when I've got that 500 locked in. Maybe I'll wait till that 500 giveaway locked in when our Dolphins clinch the AFC East. Make it a big bonanza. That'd be fun. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. Timothy Washington, that's when the year when Chad won the comeback player of the year. Yeah, I think he did win it. Unfortunately, I was at that playoff game when we lost to the Ravens that year. But hey, it was a year after we hit been horrible. We come back the very next year and win the AFC East. Granted, Tom Brady was injured for the year that year, and we still had to eke out on the final game of the season to win the AFC East. But hey, it was a big improvement over the year before. But once again, it was out in the playoffs in the first round. That's the what we got to get past this year. Thank you. Just never posted. Absolutely have a thumbs up thing. So, hey, thank you. Big, big, big thank you to you, sir. Outback. Thank you so much for that. You guys rock. Yes, that was the Wildcat year of the Miami Dolphins. 100% the Wildcat year. Chad, or what? Yeah, yeah, no. Yeah, that was. But hey, it was still Chad Penderling getting us there. His arm was not the greatest by that point, but he had the timing down pat. He he had been with the Jets. The Jets got Brett Favre and had gotten Brett Favre, so they let Chad Pennington go. Chad Pennington comes down here and we win. It took to the last game of the season and we did it, and it was great. It was a great thing to see. Well, you lost money this week because you said you bet Tua under the yards and he went over the yards, I do believe. Mike, okay. Not sorry. Not sorry. Not fun. Hey, man, you guys all rock. Sorry, it was really fun. Yeah, it was a one-hit wonder, and teams figured it out, but New England didn't figure it out, at least in that year. But it was good stuff, man. Good stuff back then. Let me see. I'm trying to get caught up in all your guys' comment. Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much for that. Like I say, slowly but surely, and mainly, like I say, it is teammates having fun. I'm going to drop actually a link because today's show is not going to be as long as normal. I didn't plan this show until today. Tomorrow's show has been planned Thursdays and Fridays, but Tuesdays I normally don't go. And I said, you know what? We're the number one team in the AFC. How can I not go and roll and have fun with fellow Dolphins talking about our fins up team. Magic number down to 3. Like I said, any combination of Dolphins wins and Buffalo losses that equal 3, bada bing, we are the AFC East champs. Let's just go control it, Miami, and put that pressure on Buffalo. Don't let them get back in the race. That's what I say. Let's just keep the foot on the gas and keep on looking ahead, playing whoever's on your schedule that week, and do what you have to do, Miami. Give us a different feeling this year. Hey, so far, Hard Knocks has not been a jinx, hasn't been a distraction. No, a jinx, of course, it hasn't been a jinx, but there's no distraction. And we are taking care of business, even with the cameras in their face. I don't know if he ever called Leonard. Probably not, maybe not, unless he would have come in for a budget price, probably, because I know the Dolphins, they would have had to, I guess, rework the other. I don't know what he ended up signing for. It'd be interesting to see how much he got and how much he counts against the team's cap this year with Philadelphia. But I know they're bringing in Reuben Foster. He hasn't played in the NFL for a really long time. He played in the USFL. We will see how that goes. He's trying out tomorrow for the Dolphins. I mean, working out, not trying out, whatever term you want to use. He's working out for the Miami Dolphins tomorrow, per Adam Schefter. So we will see how that goes on that front. Because it was sad to see Jerome Baker, get hurt. Doesn't seem as bad as they first thought. It looked ugly because it was friendly fire. Jones comes running in trying to get the guy out so he doesn't score. Rolls up on Baker's knee, and there you go. You get some friendly fire injury. Friendly fire injury. That wasn't easy to say. But hopefully he's okay. And like I said, hopefully Trevor Lawrence seems to be better than what we all thought last night. Because when I saw that last night, I was thinking, oh man, that might be his season, man. It may be a long road to recovery, but he's a young, flexible dude, and it seems like he may have averted disaster, and it could be a sprained ankle. So we will see how that goes over the next couple days. I would have liked signing Leonard too, Cards fans, 100%. But unfortunately, like I said, it may have more been a budget thing. They knew that when they were hearing numbers that maybe the Cowboys and Eagles were talking back and forth between those two teams, supposedly, they were like, oh, we're out on that. I'm sure they kicked the tire and then they heard the numbers, and that's what I'm assuming. But who knows? Maybe they didn't think he was a good fit. Who knows? Well, we never heard once the Dolphins linked on him whatsoever. Yeah, JPP was a decent pickup. He should come in here and be okay. Hopefully, we don't even have to play him that much. Van Ginkel, boom, helmet sticker. He played well. Van Ginkel always plays well when he's given that chance. He's always around the ball, always making plays. Him and Ogba came in and got a sack, got in the sack game. The week before, he had gotten a sack and a half. So he is just, we're just out there balling, man. They're doing well. I love it. They've stepped up. Jerome Baker went down. Duke Riley stepped up and played really well. And yes, it's against the Commanders. Not the greatest football team, but they do have some offensive output that somehow can play. Wasn't that bad of a game for ours on the defensive side. So we've had guys stepped up, and it's a very good sign of our coaching staff this year as opposed to years past. Because years past, when you lose some of these guys, our season just goes. This year, it's really that next man, because we all love saying it here on Dolphin Trader. Oh, next man up. And our Dolphins YouTube, Dolphins Twitter, wherever, they always love to say next man up. But this year, we're living to the reality. It's not some little cute catchphrase. The Dolphins are really playing the next man up mentality this year. Guys are stepping up when guys get hurt. And I love it. It's great to see. And let's just continue it. Hopefully, though, they don't have to keep on going the next man up. Hopefully, they can stay relatively. There's going to be injuries along the way in football, but hopefully they stay relatively away from them. And we just keep on moving with how we've been doing. Yeah. Yeah, AV has been great, and I give him credit. No, he has. Yeah, he did hurt his knee. Cards, Finn and Scotty, you guys are right. He's been hurt. He's been basically no show on our team since he's made that one catch against New England. I think it was one of those games. I was at the game. He did it, but I think it was a New England game, or yeah, I think it was a New England game or the Panther game. One of those games that we won pretty easy, but it was at home and he caught a pass. So hopefully he gets back and he can play. And, that would just be another target that we would have out there. He's a big dude. And yes, he has. He's played some. He was out there. He hasn't had that many receptions and stuff, but he had played before he got hurt. Hopefully he comes back. We will see. But is he a major ingredient moving forward? No. But you know who is, and he helps the game plan is A Chan. And he is back on our team, and you see what a difference he makes when that young man touches the football. He's a little guy, but he's not. He doesn't play with a little spirit. That guy's all out. He's not only fast. If you try to tackle him with your arms, he's gonna rip your arms off and go right. You got to body tackle that young man. And I know he's small, and that was the knock on him coming out of college. Oh, he's small. But you know what? He's a tough little son of a gun, man. You see some of those tackles he was breaking against the Commanders. I'm like, holy moly, man. He's like, I might be fast, but I'm not going to back down from hitting the snot out of you either. So I like that stuff, man. That was good. Yeah, no, he definitely has speed. Someone broke down a play where when Hill's first touchdown, he could have easily probably gone to A-Chan and got him a touchdown too. They both have super duper speed, super duper. There's a reference back to my 80s, but they both have super speed, and it is awesome to see. And it's tough, man. And that's why I say no. If you get home games in the playoffs, our speed plays better at home because you hear all the cadence. The weather outside of South Florida downpours is awesome. So, you don't have to worry about snow flurries. Believe me, I can attest it. Well, not snow in South Florida. If it does, I don't say, but I can attest. I've lived here 53 years and it's about to be 54 in the next couple of days. And it's never snowed other than a little frost one year on the ground. And we were like, that was like the greatest thing ever. We walked out and it was like, frost on the ground. And we were just thinking, man, this is like cool. Just another day up north. That's like a November day up north. But for us, that was the dead of winter. And we had some frost on the cars and the ground. And I was a kid and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Ugh. Lots of people made a big deal about size, but the fact he plays twice his size. If you watch him, he doesn't go down. Looks like he's going down, but he doesn't go. Nope, it's Pam. Perfect, perfect scouting report on Mr. A. Chan. He is awesome. He is just so fun to watch play. He makes the offense better. The donors, how we started getting better offense. People are going to say, well, you're playing the Commanders. Their defense is horrible and they're awful and yada, yada, yada. But we had played against some defenses that weren't all that. And we were kind of starting to, now we got that all. We got A. Chan back because he just brings a whole other element. Mozart, love him. He's probably going to break our all-time touchdown record this season for regular season, not all-time, but single season touchdown record. But HN is just that extra little ingredient that you got to account for every time he's on the field because he's sneaky, man. It's just like you think he's not going to, and then you see these guys trying to tackle him, and he just knocks them over. Yep, runs off his blockers better than any other right now in the game. Yes, I agree, man. He's playing at that level, man. He's a key ingredient that I want to keep healthy moving forward because I know he got some garbage time play against the Commanders that was almost a bush, and it was just Wilson wishing it was just Wilson getting that garbage time. Like, I don't want to get this young guy hurt, man. He's a key ingredient to our success moving forward. The guy is just adds a whole other element that was missing when he was out, and I'm loving every minute when he's in there. And Cap for life, yes, a big fins up to you for rolling in. Jay, sorry, Jay, I didn't see you roll in somehow there. Ravens, must be beat if we want number one seed. Yes, that's a very important game, Jay. For sure, that's a game that we need to win if we want to hold on to the AFC number one seed. They do have to go out and play the 49ers. They also have Jacksonville. They also have us. So they kind of have a tough road like we kind of have a tough road. Kansas City's after Kansas City plays Buffalo this week, their road's not as tough as some of the other teams. And, it's going to be, and like I say, the Jaguars and the Colts in that division and the Texans, man, they may be battling for who wins the division out there. So, that's going to be a tight race for them too. Because now the Jaguars, they could have been number one seed in the whole FC East. Now they're just basically one game up in their division, and they've split with the Texans already. So who knows? It's going to be a jumble mess. Cincinnati kind of got back in the playoff picture in last night. They're not in it, but they played well. That guy. Oh, real quick before I drop the link to wrap up the show, you guys are all going to join if you want. But why is Zach Taylor, this guy on Cincinnati last night, balling, man? He's balling. He's putting up great numbers, and he decides to have the receivers throw a couple passes. Come on, Zach Taylor. He used to be a Miami Dolphins assistant coach, so kudos to him for anyone that's been on the aqua and orange. But what are you thinking, man? Down there near your own goal line, when you just let them back in the game, and let an interception slip through your hands that they could have had. You didn't, and then you have a receiver just throw the ball, not even like down the field, right? Oh, come on, Zach Taylor. Come on. I'm just a Monday arm guy that's never been an NFL coach, and I know not to do that. Go with your hot hand. Come on, having a receiver throw the ball. And that it turned out they won, but at that point, I'm like, oh my goodness, Jacksonville's going to luck into this win because Zach Taylor is having a receiver throw the ball when he has a hot quarterback, man. He was playing like Joe Burrow last night. He was throwing all over the Jags. I was like, come on, man. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Since he is ahead of Buffalo. Yes, they are because of the head-to-head. That they are. Let's see. What did Outback say? You guys are on a roll today. I love it when you guys talk in here. That makes a big difference. What does she say? Yeah. Hey, nope. You're right, man. Yeah, you are right, guys. Let's see. New coming. Jags have to look out with Indy with the QB injury. Yes, it'd be interesting to see how much time. At least it's not as bad. I've said it a couple of times, but as much as I'm a diehard Miami Dolphin fan, I don't want any of these players around the NFL getting hurt. And that includes your team, Michael K. I would never want Josh Allen to get hurt. I want to be able to beat the team at their best and move forward that way. That's how I roll. So hopefully the young man comes back. But, they play Cleveland. Cleveland is no slouch. So Cleveland, I may predict Cleveland beats Jacksonville. So you never know. This is why you just got to take care of your own business. And that's the best way to think. Because you don't know. You can't say, oh, this team's going to beat that team and that's going to help us. That may not happen. If you take care of your own business, you don't have to worry about that. And Miami right now is in control. So that's what I want. That's what I want. I want to stay in control. Guys, right? I know I'm in a little longer before dropping the link than I wanted to. I'm trying to drop the link, but we're going to do about 15 more minutes. But guys, if you're new in here and you want to join and say your word, let us know. If you haven't today, hit that thumbs up button. Please do so. It helps. It's free and it tells the YouTube algorithm. I know that fancy word. It tells them that, hey, this Dolphin Thursday, he's a cool dude. Why don't you go watch his shows he puts out there? And that helps a lot because, like I said, I'm just here to talk Dolphins football. I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert. Far from it. If I was, I wouldn't have been doing my career for all these years. I would have been big time NFL guy. I'm just here to enjoy. And with no further ado, Pam, welcome to the house. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. I mean, sitting here December 5th, our Miami Dolphins are the number one seed AFC, in control of their own destiny, and they got stuff to prove still. A lot of football left to be played. But Pam, if I were to come to tell you before the season started, hey, Pam, on December 5th, the Miami Dolphins will be the number one seed in the AFC and a magic number 3 to wrap up the AFC East, you would have taken that and ran to the bank.
And then the angels start singing and the candles are lit. And
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. I mean, that's how. Yeah, I agree. This is how good, and it's been way too long for our Miami Dolphins that they've been this relevant at this point in the season. Because normally, when you see those playoff, at best, we're like in the hunt or maybe on the bubble or just like the last team in the playoff bracket is where we've been. Right now, you turn on that TV and you see those same brackets. Our team is all the way on top of all the other teams, Pam.
Well, it was heartbreaking, right? The last 3 years prior, we controlled our own destiny, and then we'd go into December and we'd lose a game we should have won, and then we'd lose another one, and instead of being able to control our destiny, we're waiting for somebody else to lose. And then last season we sneak in there and just I mean, you know, it's been so bad. And now being at this point in this season, how much fun is this? We're
Oh
back,
no, I mean,
baby.
yeah, no, I did. And another guy that has our same line of thinking. Hey, Notorious JP says hi to you, Pam. So
Oh, hey, JP.
it's good to see you back, Notorious. It's great having you here, man. And hooked up, Joe.
Hey, hooked
Welcome.
up.
Hey, good
How
to
are
see
you,
you.
Joe?
Doing good. Nice to see Pam around the early morning show here.
I
That's
Yeah.
know it's
cool. And and just couldn't be more excited about, that when this NFL gifted us with the wonderful schedule set up, we were kind of hoping that it would end with this sort of a setup, if you will. I mean, they just set us up for it, and we did our job. We won every game we were supposed to win, and here we are sitting pretty in what some people call, I guess, the catbird seat, just ready to go for
Yeah.
December.
Oh, we are. I mean, what more can you ask for? But like I said, Mike McDaniel would say something like, "Oh, yes, it's cool, but I'm pretty sure the AFC is not locked up yet, according to the NFL. So we got to go out there and work." And that's what our Dolphins have to do. And it starts this Monday night. Got to go out and beat Tennessee. I would a lot more like it if at least if Ryan Tannehill was their starter. It would have been a lot better storyline. Ryan Tannehill coming back to Miami. Now that's just an afterthought. But should be still a good game. And Miami should come out on top. So just keep on staying in control, Joe.
That's right. And when you think about this situation we're in and the way we're playing. So to me, we haven't peaked yet. We are still we're still rising every week, right? The defense plays a little better, the offense clicks a little more, and we still have some great weapons that we aren't fully utilizing yet. And I feel like there's a plan, that our coaches have a plan. This isn't, oh, well, we're not playing this guy. We forgot about him. That's not
Right.
going on. This is a
Yeah,
plan. They know what they're doing.
yeah, I do. And for the first time in a long time, I actually have that sincere feeling, not just saying it because I wear the aqua and orange. I really have.
Exactly.
I have that feeling that oh man, we're going to be joined by JP, which is always a pleasure. Hey, JP.
Hey, JP.
Oh,
I thought you were
Oh,
out
no.
on injury.
yeah, he'll come in at some point. That's all good. But let's see. But yes, like you said, the Dolphins seem to have a plan. I don't even think you've even seen all the stuff that our offense can do. I think Mike McDaniel is holding back some stuff, and I think we're going to be all out coming here as the season rolls down. JP fell out. You're welcome to come back in, JP. I will pick you up for sure.
Even
But
the
like you said,
when is? Go ahead.
no, I was
I
going to
was
say,
gonna
like
say,
you said, you just get a feeling this is really. I know we say it so many times. Oh, this year's different. But this year really does feel different because in the past, we like you had pointed out, we were playing our best ball earlier. It just feels like now we're starting to play our best ball, and I'm liking it. And we're coming together as an offense and a defense finally.
we're even
Right.
holding out Hill. Like, I mean, he played. I looked. He's played 63% of the snaps maximum over the last 3 games, and he played less than that in the other game. And last game, he played 51% of the snaps. I mean, he only got 7 targets and 5 catches, and that's all he needed. He had
That's
150
all.
yards in
Yep.
the first half and said, "I'll take second half off. Y'all go ahead and finish this up for me." And that's just what we got. I mean, we were even like you could pick the person we wanted to give the score to. It
Yes.
looked like we were just deciding, who do we want to score next? Okay, we'll have you score next. It was
Yep.
just fun.
Nope. No, it's
And
Oh
great.
man.
I
that
mean, you
makes
got
it, that shows where we can go, right? That shows that we do have that next man up, and the next man, and the next man, which we haven't had that in a long time. Our depth has always been less than, but the way these coaches have put this team together and the way these guys are playing as a team, you can't, I mean, the excitement. Put me on the field, coach. Put me on the field. I want to go. I want to go. I mean, I love that.
yeah, no, it's I agree. And with no further ado, let me bring in Dolphin Don. Dolphin Don, welcome to the
Hey,
show.
Don.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
How's everybody
morning.
doing?
Hey, we're number one in the AFC right now, man. And what we're all
Yeah.
root for the Aqua and Orange. How much better can we be doing? So
Well, we're number one, and like I said last week, and I'm not afraid of a hot take, just like the '72 Dolphins were. Oh, they've beaten. They're 10-0, but who've they beaten? All that stuff. I remember it, man. So I just want to give
Yes.
you guys a list. It doesn't give me any pleasure to give you this, but Aaron Rodgers, Anthony Richardson, Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow, Ryan Tannehill, Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence, and you could argue Mac Jones because his feelings are hurt. But what do they not have in common with our quarterback?
They're
Just saying.
playing.
Yeah,
now let's not
exactly.
jinx it though, man. Let's not jinx it. And I know Dolphin Don, you
I
don't want
know.
any of them to be hurt. You want them all back there. But
Hey,
I just don't it is a pleasure though to see Tua staying healthy this year.
I feel
I'm
a certain
loving it.
kind of way about the way
Yeah.
they talked about our boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And he is
Yeah.
doing what he did do in the off season, apparently has worked, right?
Thank you.
Oh, for
And I'm
sure.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Dolphin, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm
no,
just
Dolphin Don, you're welcome, man. This is we're all teammates, and man. We're gonna all talk, and it's gonna be fun to see them tonight on Hard Knocks doing their talking and seeing that from what people are tweeting on Tweety Bird site, whatever you want to call it these days. X. Um, they're saying that they're gonna feature Van Ginkel, which starts
oh,
to make me think they must talk to like every player every week, and then whoever has some notable thing happen, they cover him. Because
yeah.
last week they covered Phillips, and then Phillips get injured. Unfortunately, this week they covered. I understand why they would cover him because he's filling in for Phillips, but supposedly they covered him and focused on him. So we'll see, Joe.
Well,
Yeah, they're
AVG,
expecting a big one. They were
we,
expecting a big one. Sorry.
right,
Wait,
right. Well, AVG is turning into, like, we are watching his development to, from a really good player to a great player, right? Like,
Mhm.
he is developing before our eyes.
you know,
Obviously, the defensive coordinator has made a difference and taken that guy's motor and that guy's mindset and his physical ability and tweaked it to the point where he is beyond successful now.
Mhm.
Yep. No, I agree. I have to find a way that we keep him, man. I know it
Oh,
might
yeah.
be difficult, man, because he's going to get paid somewhere, whether it's by us that we just can't keep him because of other commitments. But man, I hate to see him. I was so happy. I was shocked when he came back this year. I was like, "What? He's coming back? That's great news!" And he's lived up to those numbers and he's producing. Some team will pay him the bucks for sure.
But if he's happy here, just like the Patriots kind of took those little hometown discounts to stick around in New England, hey, winning is a great deodorant or elixir or whatever you want to call it.
And it's not just
Dolphin
winning;
Don,
it's
that is
everything.
exactly my point too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's not just winning; it's our world-class organization. It's our owner that's going to chip in whatever it takes to do those front-loaded contracts.
Yep.
It's our coaching staff that everybody likes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean Bevel stayed; he could have went.
Yep.
You know,
And like
No.
Dolphin Don was saying, like winning, a lot of people to be on a winning Super Bowl team, because in the end, it means a lot to them, right? If you're going to be on a team that goes to the Super Bowl, yeah, I'll take a little discount because I can see us repeating, that kind of thing, right? That's their thinking. So to me, the worry about the cap and how we're going to sign everybody, they're going to figure it out. They are not going to want to lose what we have right now. So they will figure it out. I have so much trust in our coaching staff right now. So
Yeah.
much trust. I'm willing to just sit back and not worry about it.
Well, Michael K, maybe not so many people took on the team, took a discount other than Brady, but veterans went to their team taking less than what they could have got from other teams in chase of that ring. And that's the big, like, young guys playing off their first contract want to get to that second big contract. But guys that have already played and earned some money, they will go give a discount to a team that they think may get them that Super Bowl ring. Because once you get that Super Bowl ring, no one can ever take it from you. That's your ring, man. You're always
Well, we
considered.
know that's what they did in Cheatriot Land, right? That we know that's part of the reason they were successful for so long. I say part of the reason.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Hey, the Notorious, are you there now, JP?
Yeah, I'm using my computer, so hopefully this works. For whatever reason, my phone will never work, but it's all good. Good to catch up with y'all, man. Pam, great to talk to you. Thirsty, great to talk to you.
Yep, same here, man. Long time no. So, what's your thoughts, JP? I haven't even heard your thoughts. Like, what's your thoughts of our first place Miami Dolphins?
Man, if my memory serves me correctly, the Dolphins have not been number one seed this late in the season since the Reagan administration. I mean, that's we're talking like 1989, 1990. How can I go wrong with this? And even if, let's just hypothetically speak, because I don't want to sit there and say that things have fell our way, because that's befalling, wishing, and celebrating unfortunate circumstances that have happened to other teams, i.e. Trevor Lawrence. I hope he does come back. I hope he's fine.
Same here.
Well,
Same here.
Everything is falling in our favor to be the number one seed. And right now, just looking at the schedule, just look at this team has legitimate chance to be everything. That we're looking at 13, possibly 14 wins. I mean, how can anybody in their right mind be dissatisfied with what they've seen? And I know people are sitting there, well, name me the top offense they played. I know that one ham and egger in the chat said that, but you know what? Hey, listen, we're a fan base that has suffered through mediocrity and the Cam Cameron debacle. And even when the team was good, there was all that garbage that went on behind the scenes with Brian Flores. I mean, it's nice to actually have this team be talked about in a positive light for a change. So I can't be dissatisfied with this. Who can?
No, I agree, man. I'm just enjoying the ride. It's like I say, it's a great movie so far. If we get to the end of the movie and it sucks, okay, then we complain. But why? Just enjoy it as it goes on. I'm not worrying about the other shoe dropping this year, like I always tell Pam. Every year I'm like, I don't want to, because I know something. Just enjoy it. They're putting up record-breaking numbers. They're playing good football. They're improving. We got a coach that actually has a personality. It's just like an enjoyment to watch. And I just, for one, I'm ecstatic with the number one seed. Does it mean anything here on December 5th? No, but it feels good.
You both can vouch for this. And I'm saying, I said this before this season. Bobby, you can vouch for this. Pam, I know you can. I said this before this season. I said it from day one. I cannot think of a coach that I've liked more since Don Shula than Mike McDaniel. That man is genuinely likable, okay? And what really makes me like this man is he takes accountability, okay? This is a guy who hit rock bottom in life, Okay. If you look at his backstory, the guy was fired from the Cleveland Browns. The guy went through alcoholism and he kicked it. He beat it and he came out ahead of the game. That makes him, to me, more of a man than most human beings will ever be. And it makes his story that much greater because, you're talking about a guy who hit rock bottom, taking over a franchise that, let's be honest, we've hit rock bottom. 2020 was as low as it got. It was almost like the match made in heaven. I'm just.
No, you're
I'm
right.
so,
It was a perfect marriage, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It
Well,
was worked out beautifully, and I just like how these team. This is like the closest knit. I know we don't see them up close and personal, but the vibes you get. This team is very close together. It's not like like they used to say about some of my favorite Red Sox back in the day. Oh, like 20 players, 20 different cabs to get to where they have to go because they don't want to be with each other. This team seems like they're enjoying each other. They're having fun. And they're doing great, and I'm here to say I'm fins up for it, guys.
they are that team, and I credit the coach with that, right? That is who I believe is responsible for the attitude and the camaraderie that we have with our whole team. You just don't see people over there arguing like we see on so many teams who thought it was going to be one way and it wasn't. This coach, Mike McDaniel, has not only done an incredible job, putting together an offense, putting players together that work with what he sees, but he's also done an excellent job of hiring other coaches, allowing them to do their job. And these guys, I mean, the offensive line coach, I just can't say enough about what that man has done. And of course, look at the defensive coordinator. I mean, we can't, I, you know, the guy turned it around during the season. We watched it. We've seen it.
No, it's
So
great.
Hey, I want to give, if I can here real quick, I'm going to come on here and eat crow. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to eat it. You guys know me enough, Pam. You've known me for a long time now. I will be the first to sit there and take accountability and say I was wrong. I didn't like the Butchberry hiring. I thought it was a terrible one. But I'll be the first to say they got it right. Congratulations, Dolphins. I'll be the first to say I was wrong about that. And I'm glad I was.
Oh,
I'm glad I was.
Me too. I was like, Butch Berry, really? When you had some other big names like Muncha or whoever was out there floating around, you're like, oh, go get it. And then he's done well. And I agree. I was the first one to say, really? This guy's sticking sticky notes on the Denver players and this and all that junk. And here he is. We're finally talking about next man up, finally talking about offensive linemen playing well. So a lot of it was coaching. We changed offensive line coach every single year for the past 10 years. And once we did it twice in the year. So maybe someone doesn't pluck him from our team. Hopefully we can have some cohesiveness moving forward, guys. And
I think they're going to feel the same way as the players, right? You get something going and it's going really good. Everybody's going to want to stick around for a minute. And as far as Butch Berry goes, like maybe, wasn't so successful here or there. Sometimes what it is it's the powers that be, right? So sometimes you get a head coach who thinks he needs to be in control of every other coach under him as far as what he does and doesn't do. And some coaches, and that's Mike McDaniel, can understand this from life experience, that if somebody holds you back and you're sitting there telling them, no, this is what we need to do. I can see it. I can feel it. And somebody holds you back. Well, then you don't get to be that person that you can be. But in this organization, the way everything's put together, Mike McDaniel is a smart guy in the fact that he allows people to be good at what they're good at.
no, you're right. He lets them be themselves too, which is very important. And it's great. We're probably going to have some guys plucked from our staff as a cold reality. It's just that's how the cookie crumbles when you have someone may take a Frank Smith. Could it be someone taking a Joel Philbin from like we did from the Packers just because their offense was humming because Mike McDaniel's really, but there's a good chance we lose some of these guys, I'm afraid. But Hopefully not, but you always want them to get that next step up. But I hope we don't lose them because this staff we have right now together is awesome, and I'm here
Frank
for it.
Smith is in the discussion, but Bevel will jump into his spot and we won't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That would be good, man. And we will see him, and then hey, Manny B, fins up to you and all you guys. It's almost at the end here. I'll let all you guys have a final thought. JP, you came in last. What's your final thought, and what's your take on today's being number 1 seed, and who's your Dolphins MVP right now?
I mean, MVP, I think that's tough because do you give it to Tua? Do you give it to Tyreek Hill, who is on pace to set an NFL record for most receiving yards and come darn close to getting the touchdown mark? I mean, do you give it to Mike McDaniel for orchestrating all this? I think if there's ever a case to give the trifecta, I'm going to hand it out. I know that's a lazy answer, but I'm gonna give it to how about A-Chain? How about A-Chain? I'm gonna give it to A-Chain because that offense looks entirely different when he's in there. It's explosive, but then that's like lighting the match and making an explosive offense even more potent when he's there. So I'll give it to A-Chain. My final thoughts. Thank you. It's great to catch up with all you again. I've missed y'all. Hopefully I'm gonna be more around. I've been working harder than something I can't say on this channel because it's PG and family friendly. But hey, I am in Tampa every month doing some work. So if you guys are ever up in the Tampa area, come say hello or let me know. I'd be happy to catch up with y'all. And check out my YouTube channel. I'm working with 9 Line Apparel Company. We put up sports related videos every month. So once a day, every month. So check it out.
Okay, what's the title? What's the name of it again?
It's Last Call 76.
Last Call 76. All right.
Check
it out, guys. Last Call 76.
Do me a favor and subscribe. We also have a Dolphins themed hoodie. It's like our logo, and I made it like the Dolphins helmet, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Well, to answer the question, I'm not saying he's like how many games he's played, but you look at the Dolphins offense with him in there and how many multi-touchdown games. Yeah, I'm just trying to go off the record. That's why I'm going against A-Chain, because I know everybody else is going to say everybody else, so I got to give the man his flowers.
Oh, no, he definitely gets some flowers, so thank you, JP.
Thanks, bud.
Dolphin Don, who's your Dolphins MVP as we sit here on December 5th?
Ooh, yeah, that's tough, man. I'm sitting here nodding my head yes at everything you guys say. JP, you're nailing a lot of stuff. So are you, Pam, and
Thank
Joe.
you.
Anyway, for me, the MVP, I'm going to go off script. I'm going to say the defensive coordinator, Fangs. I feel like I feel like he's comfortable with Mike McDaniel, and that's kind of a match made in heaven right there. He's probably got freedoms he never had at other places. So I really feel like things are starting to flourish there. You see players that we used to not talk about getting talked about. So that's my guy, but I could totally see A-Chain. I could see Mostert. Mostert's leading the NFL right now.
No, I know he's having touchdowns at a record pace for our Miami Dolphins. It's incredible to see.
Yeah, he's going to break Ricky's record. So you got to say that, hey, everybody, just everybody.
And I bet at first Fangio, because him and Mike McDaniel didn't really have a big prior working relationship. When Fangio first met McDaniel, he's probably, man, this guy's a little quirky, because Fangio is your old school coach, like hardcore, and Mike McDaniel's coming in his capris and his white out sneakers and his fancy watch and loving everyone. And Fangio's probably like, what is this cat all about?
Exactly.
But then he wins him over with his football knowledge. He probably said, oh, man, this guy knows what he's doing. I respect him. So he may do it in a different fashion than me because I'm not, he's not known to smile. And Mike McDaniel is always smiling and joking and laughing. Fangio might crack a smile twice this season, but it's crazy. So, Joe, the same question you, Dolphin MVP as we sit here right now.
Well, I think that if you gave the MVP to any player, they would turn around and give it to the team because the team, that's how they are. They get cakes for awards, then turn around and give it to the people that did the job of getting them the cake. You know what I mean? It's just I think that transcends all the way to the MVP. and I don't think anybody cares who gets the MVP
Yeah,
because
I agree. I don't even care about the
That's a
on the
record.
team. I
point.
mean, I don't mean we shouldn't talk about it. I mean, I don't think anybody on the team at all
Right? No,
cares
I agree
anything.
though.
They
Yep.
think it's a team. If anybody on the team gets it, it is a team MVP to them because that's what
Mhm.
it took. It takes the whole team to be an MVP. You can't do it by yourself.
No, no, for sure. I agree. And Pam, do you know the question? What's your answer?
Yes. So I'm like Dolphin Don said, I'm nodding my head to everything you guys are saying. We are definitely on the same page. And I don't think it's because we're homers and we're like, okay, we see no wrong with our team because there's some things we left on the field last game. Every game we've left something on the field for sure. But this is a team that is moving in the upward direction as a team. And so like JP was saying, I could name a bunch of guys that could be team MVP. But when I look at what's going on, it has to be coaching staff because we've had other coaches with a lot of these same players and they did not get the play that these coaches as a whole are getting. And I think it's great. Like you were just bringing up Dolphin Don, or no, actually it was Hooked on Joe. So the thing about how one is laughing, smiling, dressing, one funny way and another is super serious, it works. They work together as a unit, right? They work beautifully. So my MVP is the Miami Dolphin coaches and the team in general. And man, I just can't wait for the next game.
Man,
Every
all you
week,
got.
I'm like, yay,
I know
yes.
that's it. It's finally you're looking forward to it instead of just counting down the season and saying, "Oh, where's our draft pick?" or "Are we going to back into the playoffs?" It's actually nice to just be in control of our own destiny, sitting here on December 5th. But you guys gave all great answers. If you're just saying best player on the team, it's obviously like Tyreek Hill. He's just like he does what he does better than anyone else in the whole league does than what they do. That's how much farther ahead he is at his position right now. But good story, of course, is Tua because he's like, how can you not like Tua? Everyone's knocked him from day one. That's the naysayers saying, "Oh, he's too small. He only won because he had talent and this and yada yada yada." Puts that he had a coach that wasn't too friendly to him to start his career. I'll put it nicely. Didn't do any him favors changing offensive coordinators as often as change my socks. And then it was just crazy. This young man's overcome all of that. He's playing well. He's drowned out the outside noise. He would never admit it publicly, but he must wake up every morning saying, "Thank you that they got rid of Flores and I have McDaniel in my life." It's like must be a world of difference. Just the working atmosphere in that building for Tua must be a world of difference, and that breeds better football. Jalen Ramsey's a name that needs to be mentioned because our defense really stepped it up once he's come back. He has a whole element. He brings that championship DNA to the Miami Dolphins. He knows how to get it done, and I love all of that. But all those names, like you say, to me, it's just a team thing. I don't care if Tyreek Hill gets 2,000 yards if we don't win. If he gets 2,000 yards on the way to us winning the AFC East and the AFC and the Super Bowl, then more power to him. It's about the team, guys, and that's what I think this team is all about. So, any of you guys want to close out?
I agree completely. That is exactly perfect. I mean, it was perfect.
Yeah.
That is a great overall statement of the situation we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
Yay.
I know it's just fun, man. It's fun. I know
It is.
Michael K is the only one in the room that doesn't think it's fun, but it's okay.
Well,
It's
I know
okay.
why it's not fun for him.
Yeah, well, we
He's
still
not a Dolphin fan.
Yeah, he's a Dolphin fan. He's just trying his best to hide it.
I know.
Yeah.
I really think he is. And see, I'm not the only one. I always tease him about that. I say, I think you're secretly a Miami Dolphin fan, Michael K, but you just don't want to admit it to yourself yet. But it's all good. It's all good.
Put a ham and egger in the chat, Dudfins.
I know, yeah.
All your life there, buddy. You
He's our
bored?
resident JP, he's our resident. He comes into all the Dolphin rooms. He's a big Buffalo Bills fan. So, and it is what it is. We take them, but it's all good here. We're all good. You can have your opinion. I'm in the wrong one in Michael K's case. It's all good. So, hey, thank you. I'm hooked up, Joe. You're in here, but I see your comment, guys. I can't thank you enough. You guys rock. It was a lot of fun. All you guys coming in. Like I say, I didn't create the show until like an hour before it came live. So I appreciate you guys finding me this morning. So a big fins up to you guys. And that's it, man. I'm going to find out my closeout video and wrap it up. So big fins up to all you guys, man. Thank you. And the Notorious, I will look for your YouTube channel here in a few minutes.
Thanks,
Hey,
Thanks for the opportunity as well. We really appreciate it.
No, you're welcome.
Definitely. And also congrats on 500. Let's get 500 more, man.
Yeah, I know. Slowly but surely. Like I said, I'm not bragging about the 500. Yeah, teammates, I like to call them over subscribers, but it is nice to have hit that number. So it's one landmark I was trying to get to. That and quarter won't even get you a cup of coffee, but hey, it's fun. I like it. It's just a number I wanted to get to, so it's cool.
Hey,
but
anyway,
anyway, that's yeah. Hey, Dolphin Don, and I love that name, Dolphin Don, almost like Dolphin Dinny back in the day when he used to be.
Hey, yeah, you caught the reference. That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Oh no, believe me, I went to many games where Dolphin Dinny would be holding his signs up. He was, he's missed to this day, so that was always a cool thing. So he was like that first super fan that would be out there. So it's all cool.
So should I be Dolphin Donnie? I don't know that. I used to punch people that would call me Donnie. So
yeah, Dolphin Don is perfect, man. I love it. And
as you get older, though, that stuff doesn't bother you anymore, right?
No, yeah, it doesn't bother me now, but it did then. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I hear you, man. But yes, it does. It's different this year, Timothy. That's what we say every year, but I really feel like it's different this year.
It is
With
different.
that said, now I really am going to close it out. Dolphins number one, guys. Thank you.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins.